What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode 151. Now friends, we had a chat about the official specs of the Sony A7R5 last week, and this week there are more details about its epic autofocus system that have come to light. Now we're going to do a deep dive on that in here in just a handful of minutes, but also in this week's episode we're going to take a look at the Nikon Z9, that Z wanted to get out, the Z9, and more specifically the latest features its firmware update provides. Now there are nearly 24 new features, so there's really plenty to discuss here. Last but not least, we'll explore a rumor about a Canon trimming yet another EOS M camera from its lineup. Now we're going to reveal which camera got the axe here in a moment. But first, friends, look, every single week we put these videos together like the one that you're watching right here to, well, heck, to keep you informed as far as what is happening in the photography space. Now, our goal is, well, you get a kick out of these things, find some value out of these things, and if you do, you would be doing us a big favor in that whole YouTube algorithm thing that we keep talking about here by crushing that like button. That said, my friends, thank you ahead of time, and now let's get on to this week's headlines. Now we've talked about the A7R5 a lot in recent weeks, but now we can officially discuss it as being officially announced. Now I offered a look at the specs and features last week, so I don't see the need of redoing that again. However, I do want to discuss one of the features in more detail, and that is the new autofocus system. Now the A7R5 has an AI-powered autofocus system that features deep learning, and the system is called real-time recognition, and it's capable of understanding if you're focusing on people, animals, cars, insects, and heck, so many other objects. But beyond that, the system includes AI tracking that can detect how a person is posed and recognize if they are moving, and it evaluates the subject as well. So additionally, the system can detect the person's head, eyes, and nose. It can even detect wrists, hips, ankles, and other body parts. So if you have pets, the A7R5 adds the ability to track cats, dogs, and other small animals. It can detect the eyes of birds as well as their bodies. Heck, this thing can even detect the head and body of an insect. Come on, that is badass. As if that isn't enough, the new system is also customizable, so you can determine how much recognition is assigned to any given subject. You can even customize the specific body feature that the camera prioritizes when it's taking photos of birds, animals, and people. Again, this is pretty cool stuff. Now the A7R5 is full of incredible features like this, and I suspect it'll be very popular when it comes out in December. Now pricing is set at $3,900, so let's be real here. This is not a cheap camera, but it isn't the most expensive thing out there either. You know what's funny is last night I was talking to a new friend out of Redondo Beach that is a concert and portrait photographer, and so we were talking about cameras. I was sharing with him how I came into the Canon. We were actually just talking about camera bodies. I think Sony, I was sharing with him, I think Sony has badass tech. This is just testament to this here. My problem with Sony is a personal one, and that's just because the ergonomics. Yeah, I vibe with the Canon ergonomics a little bit more. But here in this right here, boy, this camera is pretty stinking awesome. I'm not going to jump ship from Canon, but still, it's pretty awesome. You have to admit of what what Sony is doing here with their tech. So hopefully Canon gets on board with this as well. Now, if you're one of the lucky folks that shoot with a Nikon Z9, the camera is going to become even better thanks to a recent firmware update. Now, the Firmware 3.0 update adds improved photo and video capture, better autofocus performance, and usability updates that make it a much more friendly camera to operate. Now, more specifically, the Z9 now benefits from better autofocus performance in low light and low contrast situations. There's even a new optical zoom feature for 4K video and custom buttons and controls to make using the Z9 a much more user-friendly camera. Additionally, the LCD display gets an upgrade, and a C60 high-speed frame capture feature has been added to provide 60 frames per second shooting in DX format. Now, the high-frequency flicker reduction that Nikon added in a previous firmware update for still images is now available for video, so you can play back images in vertical orientation and use the Atomus UltraSync Blue over Bluetooth and get synchronized time codes when you shoot with multiple capable Z9s that are controlled by a wireless remote. In other words, one of the best professional cameras on the market today is even better. Now, the firmware update is available right now from the Nikon website, and what I'm going to do is put a link down below in the description if you haven't already downloaded it. I doubt that any of you are going to be shocked about this news, but hell, I'm going to share it with you anyways. It seems that Canon has discontinued the EOS M200. Now, this comes at the heels of the EOS M6 Mark II getting the axe as well. Now, with the EOS M200 gone, the only camera still in production in the EOS M lineup will be the M50 Mark II, but let's be real here, its days are probably numbered, and that's because the EOS R100 will likely put a nail in the coffin for the M50 Mark II and the EOS M lineup as an entirety. There's just really no point for Canon to continue the EOS M lineup if there's only one camera in it. Hell, especially with newer, better, more capable EOS R cameras coming on the horizon. Now, as I've said in the past, I've had EOS M cameras before, and I found them to be very useful and very capable cameras. In fact, hell, for a while there, the EOS M6 Mark II was my primary camera for video. Well, actually, no, it was my secondary camera. I used the Panasonic GH5 was my primary, and I used the M6 Mark II as my second camera. So I had the Panasonic where I'm using the EOS the R6 right now, and the R5, I was using the M6 Mark II. It was a good camera. It served me well. But the EOS R system is bigger, better, stronger. So focusing on expanding the ecosystem makes a lot more sense to Canon rather than hanging on to older relics. Now, what Canon has not yet addressed is the fate of the EOS M lenses. Now, as far as I can tell, there haven't been any discontinuations of the EOS M lenses lately, so man, who knows? Maybe Canon has some sort of purpose for them. At any rate, it's a little sad to see the EOS M lineup slowly dying away, but at the same time, it will free up resources for Canon to devote to new EOS R gear, which is a plus. Well, at any rate, friends, that is the news for this week. Before I go signing off, I want to quickly remind you about our current giveaway. We have 3 great prizes up for the grab. We have the f-stop Talopa bag, a Desk Lab portable monitor, and of course the $100 Amazon gift card. As always, entering the giveaway is really simple. Well, step 1 first, friend, you gotta like this video and you need to subscribe to the channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some more of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on PhotographyTalk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win, but as I keep saying over and over again, swing and by, post some photos. We would love to see it, and that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on PhotographyTalk and how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and one last thing. Now, if you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to PhotographyTalk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so, and it gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles on camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. That is officially all I have here for you. But friends, look, I have to humbly thank you again for tuning in and giving me 10 minutes or whatever this video is going to turn out being of your time. We really do appreciate your support. And if you have not done already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit that like button, sure would appreciate that. And so you don't miss a single video that we may have coming on the horizon. Make sure you hit that bell so YouTube does its whole notification process. But friends, that is all I have here for you today, although I think I said it probably 4 times there. So I'm going to be shutting off my cameras, but you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.